Oh, good day, and welcome back to another go about some flannel folly.
Hockey.
Hockey, oh, you betcha. It's a moosin' time there. Here on Flannel Folly, the province-wide leader of Timmy Hose coverage.
And worldwide maple syrup wrestling championships.
Worldwide, that's right there, buddy. We're going to talk about all the weird things, all while sporting some fine winter gear, but because it's spring, we thought we'd go a little more tropical for you. So we did. There you go. Good day. I'm Stotzel, joined by my guy, the boost zip liner himself, JP. And this week we got a real hoser on the show. A real hoser. He's the Benner.
Yeah, I'm state American. I don't give a fuck.
He's staying in America. He don't give a fuck at all. Yeah. Okay. It's a good day there. Welcome to Benner. We're starting off as we always do with our opening barbs. So, what's grilling on the stovetop there, Benner? What do you have for the people?
I fucking blanked.
Good start. Good start.
It's really hard talking to Canadians there, or Americans pretending to be Canadians there.
No, it absolutely is. I think the only thing that could pop into my head is just I don't fucking know. I'm fucking exhausted. Go to JP. I'll fucking think of something.
All right. First time that we
My bad.
First time we bust out opening barbs on any show, and we were already skipping it. So there we go.
The last 3 weeks we lost on our own show. I think I can safely say we're going to win at our own show. We've got it back.
We just had to change the entire format and act like Canadians. That's all it took. All right. Moose Zipliner, what do you got for the people?
All right. So there's a new campaign in DC, and it's not necessarily a great one, but it's basically don't call 911 about non-emergency emergencies. They have like billboards up and they have shit on the trains and whatever. And they give a whole bunch of examples. Like each ad is like, hey, this is not an emergency. You need to call 911 for. So I saw one the other day. I thought it was worth discussing. And it was basically it was like a transcript of the call, and it was, help, my wife left her passport on the train. If somebody's calling 911 because their wife left her passport on a train, A, they deserve to get fucking shot. B, I want to talk for a second here about if that's the shit that we're doing, like that's the campaign that we're running, we need better not 911 call campaigns. And I'm going to start us off here. Driving back today from practice, I was driving down the road, and you know how Jeeps have this stupid fucking duck thing now? Where like they just load up their dashboard with ducks. All right. So I got one, and this is an actual real life thing that I saw today. So you call 911 and they're like, what's your emergency? And you go, help! I just saw a dashboard full of ducks on a Jeep Compass.
Oh, the humanity.
Oh, yeah. You do deserve to go to jail. Actually, that person, maybe that is a real 911 call. That sociopath should be fucking arrested.
Oh, I got one. I got one. So, gonna call them up. 911. What's your emergency? Hey there. I just want to let you guys know I'm about to see something go down. It hasn't happened yet. But there's a cyber truck entering a car wash. Might want to get people down here.
I got another one, and it's you call up and it's like, what's your emergency? And they go, help, help. Some guy just mistook Kenny G for Yanni. Her music is nothing alike.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, you just hear lights go on in the background. Someone's flipping that switch.
We're sending our entire department, sir. They're on their way.
We have allocated $2 million of budget for just this situation.
It's the third time this month America's down the shitter.
I got one. So it's kind of a throwback from probably about 7 to 10 years ago. If you remember the Life Alert commercials.
Oh yeah.
Help me out. Oh, are they really?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Help me. I've fallen and can't get up. Yeah. Now that's going to change to, sir, just stay down and do society a favor.
It's gonna be like in Monty Python, the guy that's going around. He just goes where the life alerts go off now. He just
bring
goes
out your
house.
dead. Bring out your dead. I'm not dead yet. You will be.
I think my next one's a two-parter. We got a follow-up call. Somebody calls in like, "What's your emergency?" And they're like, "Help! All of the treadmills are taken, and this dude's been on it for 25 minutes." And then you get a follow-up call like 3 minutes later, and he's like, "Help! To follow up, the guy got off, but he didn't wipe it down."
McDonald's is out of soy sauce.
And the ice cream machine's broken.
Dude, we're just gonna have to fucking post a cop at McDonald's. That's what we're calling about.
Let's be honest. Most McDonald's there is a cop posted up.
Help! This IPA said it'd be hoppy, but this is just too many.
911, what's your emergency? The cook at my Waffle House is fighting a customer. Sir, that is part of the experience. Please hang up.
You don't want that experience. You go to IHOP like a real man.
Help, I was trying to go to a Waffle House, but ended up at a Huddle House.
What's the difference?
Brass knuckles.
Help, I'm inside of a Mr. Waffle, and there's one guy here who's not smoking indoors.
Takes away from the whole experience, man.
If I wanted somebody to not be smoking, I'd go to a Waffle House.
Help! I voluntarily went to an Oakland Athletics game.
Sacramento Athletics, sir. Sacramento.
I'm sorry. Help! I voluntarily went to Sacramento.
And somehow I wound up at a baseball game.
What's your emergency? I ordered Canadian bacon on my pizza, and they just gave me regular American bacon.
That is a fucking crime. Give me my goddamn ham, you sons of bitches.
All right. Yeah. So now we're off and running. So in that time, did you figure out some opening barbs there, the Benner?
I did. And it's more of just like, I'm just going to tell you this story, and just you get to just understand this and just, just openly express your opinions on it. So here in Colorado Springs, we have a local, rock and roll station. And on the drive home every week, or Monday through Friday at 5:00, they do this segment called Dumbass of the Week. Kind of
They stole it from Sports Off Broad Street.
Yeah, they did.
Just one.
But so what and when you hear this stuff, you're gonna be like, fuck, they did steal it. Is the guy goes through the news, he picks out a story every single day that he thinks is either chaotic, hilarious, and worth sharing. A couple weeks ago, he shared one that this 8-month pregnant woman decided to go and rob a bank. Why did she rob the bank? Well, she watched Ocean's 11 and thought it was a great idea. So,
is it not?
Well, I don't know. Depends on who you are in that story. If you're George Clooney, probably. Yeah. If you're Matt Damon, probably not. But here's the moral of the story. She told her husband was the getaway driver. He didn't know he was the getaway driver.
What?
Yeah. Because here's the thing. The bank that she picked was right next to the hospital. So she told her husband, a reminder, she's 8 months pregnant at this point. Oh. I have an appointment. Can you drive me to the hospital? So she goes to the hospital, or he drives to the hospital. Hey, it's going to be a couple hours. Go, do what you want, or come or not. She goes and robs the bank, which is directly next. Walks down the street. I'll meet you at this place down the road. Picks her up. No big deal. Okay. 2 weeks later, hey, honey, I have another appointment at the hospital. She robs the same fucking bank.
What?
2 weeks later.
Why would you rob the same bank? Why would you rob a different one?
You got away with it. What?
Even Chief of Police dumbass didn't go to the same bank twice.
She did get away with it the first time. And then she went in, robbed it again, and came back out, and her husband didn't leave this time. He was waiting in the parking lot. So getaway driver unknowingly again. They go home. A couple hours later, cops show up at their door. Is there a pregnant woman here? They pinned her because of two things. One, they were looking for an 8-month pregnant lady.
Yep.
And two, they saw the plates.
Yep.
So
and 3, she robbed the same fucking bank twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even Chiefaholics, dumbass, didn't go to the same bank twice.
Yeah, she's making Chiefaholic look like, fucking Rembrandt right now.
Dude.
And I cheat you not. When they asked her, what was your motive? I watched Ocean's 11 and thought this would be a cool idea.
Which one's the all-female remake of it? Did you watch one?
No one watched that one.
All right. Well, then we can't say she's the stupidest criminal.
Well,
wasn't that like straight to DVD? And I'm talking still DVD today. Like even streaming was like, nope, we're not taking it.
Probably.
No. Well, I don't know. I know it did get released in theaters because they had Sandra Bullock in that movie, and they're like, Sandra Bullock is a bank robber. No, Sandra Bullock just uses African American children to get advantage of them in the NFL.
Yeah, so I've heard. Thanks, Mike Lore.
It's true, Sandy. Yeah. Oh yeah.
God. So yeah, thought I'd just share that story and just be like, yeah, let's have that conversation.
Yeah. So after you watch Ocean's 11, how about you watch Dog Day Afternoon? That'll tell you how well bank robberies will go.
Oh,
yeah. Wow, you rolled over the same fucking place twice
in like 2 weeks. In like 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Jesus Christ.
At least wait a month. Like, come on. I don't know if there's like bank robbing etiquette, but I feel like at least a month would be valid there.
Like, again, like Stokes said, she got away with it.
The first time.
They weren't looking for her.
Yeah, that's insane to me, dude. Like, what the hell are we doing? Like, why do checking and savings accounts have like fees on them if they're just going to be, oh, well, we couldn't find the very, I guess, 7th month pregnant woman next to a fucking hospital. Like, and then she comes back later. That's the only reason they catch her. Like, why do we pay these fees? What are we doing?
I do give her credit. She picked out a location next to the hospital because who's going to like question the 7th, 8th month pregnant lady at the hospital? Did you just rob this bank? That's actually kind of genius. And then she made stupid fucking decisions.
Very much so, yeah.
So that was the dumbass of the day. Couple weeks ago here in Colorado Springs. I don't know if it was here in Colorado Springs, but that was the dumbass of the day.
Yeah, no, thanks for that. Thanks for stealing that from us, random radio station DJ. We appreciate that.
107.9 KKPPI.
Did you say PP?
PPI.
Oh, got him.
Yeah, well, they're like the only radio station in this town that actually plays like legit rock and roll, so I'll give it to them.
Yeah,
I just got another year of Sirius for $4 a month, so you got that as an option.
Sirius XM still exists.
Yeah, if you threaten to cancel, apparently they'll go stupid low on you.
You know what? Here's another thing I actually want to talk about. We want to talk about threatening to cancel in customer service. Fucking Comcast.
They have a stranglehold. You can't threaten to cancel.
Oh, I'll threaten to burn their fucking place down, but why is it when the bill is due in a week, you shut my service off 5 days before?
Because you didn't sign up for auto pay. That's your fault. You should apologize to them.
I think it saves you like $5 a month to sign up for auto pay too.
Yeah, and then a year later they gouge you and charge you $100 more per month. But yeah, no, I'm with Benner on this 100%. I'm just being an ass.
I'm not trying to say I'm ever in the corner of Comcast or in my case Xfinity. I'm just saying in general, I think that's the reason why I think Stos is right.
But here's the thing. They shut off service, and I called them. I'm like, why is my service shut off when the bill's not due for another week? Well, sir, your service is still on. And I'm like, bitch, and I said this, bitch, I am looking at a message on my TV saying that your service has been suspended. You want to fucking turn it back on, or should I find you? They hung up on me.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and yeah, so you should apologize, I think, is the long and short of that. It's your fault.
You apologize to my nutsack.
Ow, got him. Got him. All right. Yeah. So thanks for that double. There you go. You got the double rolling right there. So um yeah, so because the Sacramento A's have already been brought up on this show, I'm gonna re-bring them up for about 2 seconds. Fuck the Sacramento A's and fuck them
Fuck 'em.
for injuring my beloved innocent Padres a couple of nights ago.
The entire rosters collectively,
No, well, our hearts, yeah, our hearts.
our
But
souls, our minds.
yeah, but more specifically Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jakey Cronenworth. Those
Did they
bastards.
give him? Did they give Tatis a motorcycle?
Nobody re-injured his shoulder, which was partially caused by the motorcycle. So,
Okay.
yeah, he's sliding into third, and well, their grounds are not that good, so that's what we're going to blame it on. And yeah, so anyways, I just want to say fuck Sacramento while wearing all Toronto shit. So that's not confusing at all, is it? So
What you mean the clay at a minor league baseball stadium was not up to par for a major league game? What?
shocker. I know, right? I know.
You know, the saddest thing about that is like if you look at the NFL, right? And the NFL uses like these practice facilities and like they basically invest all this money into like we got these practice facilities up to standards. The reason that Stevenson University exists is it used to be a Baltimore Ravens practice facility and then became a college. Meanwhile, you've got the fucking Sacramento A's who are like, nope, we're not investing a single cent into your minor league stadium. We're just playing there. How much per day? You want $1,000 a day to play there? We'll give you $37. Counter offer. Go. $0 invested. It's just like you have the money. It's the Phoenix fucking Coyotes right now, right? The Coyotes moved to Utah and all of a sudden they're a legitimate franchise again. Fucking change ownership and put somebody in there who gives a fuck.
Oh, I could go on a tangent about certain things when it comes to ownerships, but I'm not gonna do that.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
We all knew exactly where that one was going immediately.
I'm just gonna hold that
Just
one
do
in.
it. Just let it go. Let it go.
Sell the fucking team on for you piece of shit motherfucker asshole. Fucking 2-9, 2-10 now after getting 15 runs scored on you by the Padres last night. Are you fucking kidding me? And your fucking number one batting prospect, you fucking send down to AAA because you said he wasn't mature enough for the Major League Baseball. Oh, first fucking game that he's in, he gets a fucking two RBI double. Suck my dick, Dick Mumford.
You know
Sell
who
the
is
fucking
mature enough
Colorado
for the
Rockies.
Major League game? You know who is mature enough for the Major League game? 47-year-old Julie Shashin and his 12 ERA. Let's fucking go.
12 ERA.
Where is he at now?
We
I
talked
just
about this like a year ago. He's back to like Dominican, Cuba, wherever he's from. He's like playing in their leagues at like 48 years old now.
oh yeah, we gotta update that. Julie Chassin.
That's why
On that-
people keep watching the show. We got to keep them updated with the Where Are They Nows.
Yeah.
I bring up Munford, I'm sorry, because I just sent this to Stoats. The fucking Rockies just released their new City Connect jerseys.
A couple of years ago, they were sick. Are they terrible now?
Yes, they are
Oh.
awful.
Dude, they look like a fucking dragon took fucking 3 extra doses of LSD and puked.
Okay, I mean, now I got to Google this.
Oh, I'm sending you to you right now.
Yeah. Okay. So Chassin, February 25th, 2024, signed with Ceroperos de Saltillo in the Mexican League. 16 games, 15 starts for Saltillo. He logged a 4-5 record, shockingly, and only had a 6.4 ERA with 58 strikeouts across
Half
77
what it was in the majors.
one-third innings. Yeah.
That's actually
Yeah.
kind of impressive for his age.
But he was
The,
also released on July 26th, so I think he's done.
You know, some things never change. Wow, really just the powder purple on other purple is a look for sure on these jerseys.
Yeah, they are atrocious. And why in the background are they trying to show the field in snow?
Well, and also, I don't know who this person is that they have. I don't know which one of their batters that is. Why does he have 1806 tattooed on his forearm?
Oh, good eye. He does.
To answer your question, that's Ezekiel Tovar, their shortstop, but I have no idea why he has that tattooed. Like, is that just how the Rockies just keep track of their prisoners? I mean,
Tovar.
players.
Now you're right on prisoners. So there we go. There's our very ghetto showing of the new City Connect jerseys.
Like,
'Cause
what
we're
the
not like-
fuck?
Fuck. We're not like Aquamente who can share things. So.
Like, what the fuck does that have to do with the fucking state of Colorado?
And why are you showing snow for baseball? That should not be your backdrop.
Because we're all on cocaine, and that's how we watch the Rockies.
Very New York of you. Very New York of you.
It's the only way they fucking tolerate it.
This tattoo is a mystery. There is nothing on the entire Google webs that has anything to do with his 1806 tattoo.
Isn't 1806 a tequila brand?
Possibly, but he's Venezuelan. If you Google it, the first thing that comes up is titles owned by Bayard Public Library. If you put Ezekiel Tovar 1806 tattoo meaning, so he owns a library?
Okay. It's a date that corresponds to the year 1806 on the Gregorian calendar. What? Significant 1806 as an angel number? What? I don't know.
No, it's an Angel number. That's his
Angel.
essay.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Speaking of essays, me and my essay is gonna. Now we're going Mexican on this show. That's supposed
The
to
old
be
man, he catch the fish, but then he no catch the fish.
Pueblo es no bueno. Pueblo es muy mal.
Sí, señor. Muy mal.
Oh, yeah. So this week, essays, we begin with the greatest sport. Wow. Hispanic going to Canadian. Holy shit.
Look at the cultural appropriation.
I know. Wow. Oh, yeah. We begin with the greatest sport in all of God's red and white Canada, hockey. Fuck yeah, boys, hockey. I don't know nothing about it. Playoffs are about to get rolling, as well as some postseason accolades. So tell us, who wins the Hart, Norris, Vezina, Calder, and James Adams Awards? And secondly, which team makes it to the Stanley Cup and who ends up hoisting the fucker at the end? So we're going to start with the awards. The Hart, who wins it? Moose Zipliner.
Yeah. All right. Great. For me, it's gonna make Benner really happy here. I don't think we're gonna disagree. I think it's got to be Nathan McKinnon, 116 points for a top 4 team in the West. They've lost because of salary cap restrictions. A lot of talent on the team the past few years. McKinnon's really burdened a lot of that load. I think it has to be Nathan McKinnon. Shout out to Nikita Kucherov too for the same reason. And I think Kucherov is going to be very high in the running. They're tied to 116 points right now. I don't see a way that you don't give it to McKinnon.
The Benner.
Oh, there's a way you don't give it to McKinnon because they're not going to give it to McKinnon.
They're going to give it to Makar?
Nope. They're going to give it to Draisaitl.
106 points and 52 goals, I get it. But you're also playing next to Connor McDavid, the best player in the fucking world right now.
No, I agree. But here's the thing, like in kind of comparison with like the NBA, they always say there's like a stigma that people don't like voting for a back-to-back MVP. And that's always been a conversation with another Denver athlete, Nikola Jokic, that, there's the voter fatigue of, voting for the same person. It's almost triple the case in the NHL. It is very, very fucking rare to see a player win back-to-back Hart trophies. I think obviously Gretzky's like the one everyone can think of, and I think there's maybe one or two other players that have done it. And so when it comes to this hockey writers,
Crosby ever do it? I feel like Crosby has done it.
I don't think Crosby's done it.
No?
I may be wrong. I can't pull that off the top of my head. Like, it would not shock me if Crosby's done it, but I don't think he has because it is just that rare. But
he's only won it twice in 2007 and 2014.
Never mind. Stand corrected.
Which is shocking because I think there's a lot more years during that timeline, especially when Crosby went his prime, that he easily could have won back to back. But in all honesty, it should go to Connor Hellebuck, but they don't like giving the Hart Trophy to goalies.
They'll never give it to a goalie.
Ever.
That's like saying that we're going to give like the NFL MVP to like a defensive end. It's never
not going to happen. Again, It's like I think he's earned it because I think he is the prime reason that the Winnipeg Jets are the difference between the number one team
Agreed.
in the West and a wild card team.
Agreed.
But again, they're not going to give it to a goalie. I think they're going to give it to Draisaitl basically on one specific reason: is there was a stretch that Connor McDavid was out for 9 games, and Draisaitl put up 16 points in those 9 games. Like the whole mindset is like, yeah, Draisaitl is just as good of a player as McDavid, which I disagree with. He's a phenomenal player, and he is one of the better players in the league right now. And that he was capable of, keeping Edmonton in the playoff hunt without McDavid.
Mm-hmm.
But again, they're gonna stick on certain points of why they're gonna give it to him. I think it should be McKinnon. Yes, there is bias behind that. But I also think the year McKinnon has been phenomenal. But I think because McKinnon has now been shut down for the remainder of the regular season, which is 2 more games, they're just going to be like, oh, he's not playing right now. Yeah, we're just going to give it to Draisaitl. It goes back to the bullshit of who has the ability to vote and who's going to vote. It's the same issues that we have with the NBA and their MVP voting. It's the same issues that we have with Major League Baseball and their Hall of Fame voting. Writers are just going to be like, oh, I say this and that's how it's going to go. Doesn't matter if it's correct or not.
Yeah, they got to just let the players vote. I don't know why the players and coaches aren't the ones that get to vote on the MVP in any sport, but in any sport, it should be, hey, who do the players and coaches think? Because then I think you'd see a lot less of, well, he won it last year, so let's give it to somebody different now.
Which is a fucking insane mindset because McKinnon I think McKinnon has all right to win it back to back. I think Connor McDavid should have won it back to back a couple years ago, and he didn't. There's so many players I think you can make in case the last 10 years that they should have won it back to back or even 3 times in a row, and they're just like, nah, we're not going to do that.
Yeah. So I had Nate McKinnon, and that'll end that conversation. So I sound kind of smart. So next up, we're gonna go with the Norris. Who should win it and why? I'm gonna start because you guys have more to say about it, and if you don't have much to say, go first at Thanksgiving and talk. That's how that goes. Zach Werenski, I would say, wins the Norris. Tell me why that's wrong, and go with your own person, the Benner.
It's Makar. It is Cale Makar. Strictly on the reason that Mikhail Makar had a 30-goal season, and he is the 9th defenseman in the history of the NHL to ever do that. It's the last person. I can't remember who did it, but it was 2008, the last time that happened. It's just strictly Cale Makar is the best defenseman on the planet and in the NHL. Early on in the season, you could have made a case for Quinn Hughes to win it, and I would not have disagreed with you. Then he got just a string of injuries, which just derailed that entire conversation. And then Cale has essentially just ran away with the competition since then. It's hard for me to see who else could get that award.
Yeah,
Zipliner.
I think you make a pretty strong argument there. I think the Norris, for all intents and purposes, has become who's the best offensive defenseman. I don't think you're ever gonna, for the foreseeable future, you're never gonna see a guy who's actually the best defenseman in the league. You're gonna see the best scoring defenseman. I agree with Benner on all that. I mean, Werenski, a career year to this point, and a hell of a year for a guy who kept his team in the playoff hunt almost by himself as a defenseman. Obviously, Columbus not finishing out the year they wanted. But I think you hit the nail on the head, man. I mean, I think Quinn Hughes, if not for injuries, would have been right there with Makar, and be hard to say. I don't think he would have had the goal numbers of Makar. I don't think he would have scored 30. But I mean, if you look at Hughes' stats, he only played 65 games this point in the year. He had 74 points, 58 assists. The fact he was averaging almost an assist a game as a defenseman is insane.
Exactly.
So if he stays healthy and you're at an assist a game, I mean, you're talking about him being a 100-point scorer as a defenseman, which Makar is too. It's a coin flip at that point. And so, yeah, I think it's Makar's award, plain and simple. I don't see any way Werenski takes it from him. But unfortunate for Quinn Hughes, and obviously unfortunate for the American team and the 4 nations that Quinn was unhealthy, because had he been healthy, might have been a different end result in that tournament. But I think Benner hit the nail on the head there.
And again, I think for the next few years, as they both stay in the league and if they can maintain see healthy, you're going to see Quinn Hughes and Makar just go back to back of who is going to be the Norris Trophy, and I think it's going to be those two guys probably for the next decade of just kind of deciding who gets more. You may see a couple, people sneak in from time to time of who's actually going to get it, but
Yep.
it's going to be hard to see who can keep up with those two.
All right. Point well refuted. The Vesna, and again, tell me why I'm wrong on this. Minnesota Wild's Philippe Gustafson.
Well, for starters, because he's 13th in the league in goals against average.
Because it's the fucking Minnesota Wild.
No, I mean, Benner already touched on it. He's 100% right. I mean, if Connor Hellebuck doesn't win the award this year, then the NHL writers need to be fucking publicly hung. Like, it's not even close. A sub 2 goals against average on a first place team in the West is absurd. Fucking absurd. I mean, shout out to Darcy Kemper with the Kings, who fucking a 201 goals against average after he shit the bed in Washington for the past couple of years is kind of fucking ridiculous. But he's seen almost 400 less shots than Hellebuck has on the season. Hellebuck has given up 120 goals this year, which is fucking crazy. I know he didn't start all 82 games, but unbelievable with a 925 save percentage. Just you can't fucking give it to anybody else. Kemper, shout out. Vasilevsky will actually probably finish fucking second in voting as he should, but shout out to fucking Kemper. And then side note and unrelated, but what a fucking drop off from some dudes who have been superstars for a while. I mean, Bennington's fucking 25th in the league right now in save percentage. Fucking Igor Shesterkin with a 287 goals against average, 34th in the league. A guy
That's
that coming into
disgusting.
the season was a fucking Vezina favorite outside of maybe Hellebuck. I think those two were up there. It's just fucking sad. Swayman with a fucking 308. Like, some dudes just shit the bed this year. Fucking Varlamov's around 3 too, but it's got to be Hellebuck, plain and simple.
Is Igor still with the Rangers?
Yeah, Igor's still with the Rangers.
Okay, then the Rangers as a whole this year have just been absolutely disappointing.
Them and the fucking Bruins. The fact that both of them finished behind the wings this year is a shit show. The fucking Islanders too. Fucking what's his name? Varlamov. 289 goals against average, and he was injured for most of the fucking year.
Well, I could tell you why
why.
the Bruins suck, and it starts with Jeremy and ends with Swayman.
It also starts with the word
Awful.
rebuild.
He actually has
finally.
a fucking higher goals against average and about the same save percentage as Jonas Korpisalo, who's their backup.
And Corp has been better. If you just with the eye test all year long. So
Yep.
the Bruins it's been disappointing. So
Yeah.
But I mean, goalies make such a difference, though, right? Because you look at the fucking trade that they made. Who'd they fucking trade to their other dude? They fucking traded to Ottawa, right? Linus Olmark's
yeah.
in fucking
Linus,
Ottawa,
yeah.
and now Ottawa is a fucking 8 seed in the playoffs while the Bruins are out. Like, I get that they got something to return. I get they're getting to a point where they need to pay money, but like fucking Linus Olmark, 267 goals against average. Like, what are we doing? Keep fucking both and stay the number 1 team in the East.
yeah.
I will chime in there just on a little bias. Like, you want to talk about trading for goalies and the impact that can make. Let's actually look at the Avalanche this year with the 2 trades they made on the goalies with both Blackwood and Wedgwood. Because when you start off the year with Georgiev, if they stick with Georgiev, I don't even think the Avalanche are in the playoffs, because I'm pretty sure that guy was going to finish with a sub 80 goals allowed average.
He's the Julie Shashin of the NHL. Yes,
it was fucking atrocious. But then you trade for those 2 goalies, and they're both going to finish with an above 90 save percentage, and so, which is phenomenal. But going back to the award again, it is Hellebuck's. I'd be shocked if it's anyone else. Darcy, Feltz was talking, Darcy Kemper had a phenomenal comeback year. I thought after the 2 years of Washington, he was like going to be out of the league, because how do you go from winning the Stanley Cup to those trash ass years
Well, on that note too, shout out to fucking Logan Thompson, who is an average goalie in Vegas, and now going to fucking Washington, they're number one seed in the East. He's got 249 goals against average and 910 save percentage. Like
That's unheard of.
Kemper didn't fucking do it there, and somehow in an offensive minded team, fucking Thompson found a way to. Like it's just about fit. You're 100% right. I guess Washington was never a good fit for Kemper, but it is for fucking Thompson.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. I mean, again, it's hard to talk about any other goalie in the league just because of how phenomenal of a season Connor Hellebuyck had. Again, like I said at the beginning, he is the difference between Winnipeg being a wild card team and being first in the West, and
100%.
that is true. That's the argument right there.
Kyle Connor's good, Mark Scheifele's good, but neither one of them are MVP candidates. You're talking about the other teams in the West; they all have an MVP candidate player. Outside of Hellebuck, Winnipeg doesn't.
No.
All right. Point well refuted again. I'm liking this setup where I say something stupid and then you guys take it away. So for the Calder, I chose Macklin Celebrini of the Sharks. So tell me why that's wrong.
You're not. You're right. It's
God
Celebrini.
damn it.
The number one overall pick lived up 62 points so far as a rookie, number one scorer on a really, really bad Sharks roster. I mean, you put that kid with a team that can actually play, he's an 80, 90 point guy. It's fucking Celebrini. In my eyes, he's had a better rookie year than Bedard did last year. I don't know that Bedard necessarily deserved the Rookie of the Year award last year, but it's fucking Celebrini.
I mean, yeah, Celebrini is probably going to get it because of him being a forward. They want to give it to the offensive players. You also could make a case for Lane Houston coming out of Montreal. It's rare to see a defenseman kind of pop off like he did, especially as a rookie.
I think the last rookie defenseman to win it was Sider, right? 5 years ago now?
I think so, because I don't even think McCarr won it.
No, I don't think he did.
But I don't. I agree. I think Celebrini is the winner just based on being an offensive position, and that's just truly the only argument I have.
Yep, agreed.
All right. Yeah, broken clock's right twice a day. And that's one of them for me. So there it is. The Jack Adams Coach of the Year. I'm going with Jim Montgomery just to give more of a middle finger to Don Sweeney and the Bruins. Should not have fired him. Who do you boys got?
I am actually, I don't know if Phelps is going to agree with me on this. I have Spencer Carberry out of Washington. For me, the reason why is two main things. One, I don't think a lot of people expected Washington to be the number one team in the East. I don't even think they were picked to make the playoffs. So the year that they have finishing already over 100 points for the season, I think is phenomenal and shows the work that he's done. I think the other part that really stands out for me is how he handled the media coverage and the pressure of this year with Ovi going for Gretzky's record. You know, Ovi's had a camera on him every single fucking day all year long because of that record, knowing that he was going to break it this year. And it's just a lot more media time, a lot more cameras on you as a coach, as the players, and just everyone's just all over you. And I think for him to keep the Capitals on pace to, deal with that pressure and play how they have, as it hasn't been just one specific player. It hasn't just been Ovi or anyone. It's just been the team as a whole. I think it's been a phenomenal job and shows, just how capable of a coach he actually is.
No, I agree with you. I mean, last year they were 96, 94, whatever it was, points in the 90s, tied with the Wings for the last playoff spot. They got the 8th seed, didn't do too well come playoff time. This year, 109 points, first in the East. I mean, I agree with you. I think it has to be. The only other guy you could really make a case for is probably Scott Arniel in Winnipeg. Finishing first again. There was a point in time where it looked like Todd McClellan in Detroit had a shot at it, and then coming out of the fucking frozen Four Nations, they just tanked and shit the bed. There was a point in time he was like 18-4 with the Wings after taking over mid-year, but no, I agree. I think it's Carberry, and if not, the only other person I think even has an argument is Arniel in Winnipeg.
Real quick, because you guys may have already talked about this on the show, with it being a couple months ago. How did both of you feel about the Four Nations? I thought it was a phenomenal product and did something tremendous for the NHL.
Yeah, honestly, we didn't even talk about it, but yeah,
No, we really didn't
go for it.
touch on it too much. Yeah, no, I mean we touched on it in passing, but I think we kind of agreed. Like I think when you're the NHL, anything you can do to bring attention is good. Especially the same weekend that the NBA All-Star Game has guys literally dribbling around cone defenders and throwing balls instead of shooting them to get disqualified for time, like we talked about with Wemby and Chris Paul. It's the NBA format's very broken, and I think a lot of people paid no attention to the NBA All-Star Game this year. So I think it was kind of genius, and I think it really took a lot of attention away from the NBA, who have their All-Star game the same weekend, and brought it on to the NHL. I was a big fan. I didn't like the format they'd been using. I think the skills competition and then the divisional teams just never really did it for me. So I think it's been a nice change. I've been a big fan.
I think the
Yeah.
only. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
The only thing I was going to say is like, U.S. centrically, like when is hockey the most popular amongst the most fans is when there's international competition in play.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they really tapped into what works, and I think they should continue doing it.
The only downside I had with it is how much publicity and positive media coverage he gave to Bennington, because I fucking cannot stand that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like he is just a piece of shit human being all across the board. Like if you want to give him a label, he probably is that. I think the worst thing, and actually read about it this morning before we even got on the show. Did you know Bennington let his girlfriend piss in the Stanley Cup?
No, but it doesn't surprise
What?
me. That's why St. Louis doesn't deserve a cup. Let's be honest here. It's really more of a Missouri thing than it is a Bennington thing. I'm sure probably one of them probably let their girlfriend shit in the cup too, because fucking St. Louis doesn't deserve one.
I read that this morning and I was just like, I fucking can't stand you. And if there ever was a time to take goalie interference and just knock someone the fuck out,
Bennington.
it's Bennington. I'll gladly take that power play just to put him down.
Well, things I didn't need to know for 200, please. That's fantastic. Last part for our opening hockey segment. Who makes it to the cup? Who hoisted it at the end? I have Panthers, Avs. Avs are the ones hoisting it. Ziplina, who you got?
So for me, I think from the West, I think it's finally Hellebuck's year to be in the finals. I agree with everything Benner said about the rest of the team around him's mediocre at best. I look at it year in and year out, he's shit the bed in the playoffs. So you look at him in the fucking Frozen Four this year, he stood up on a big stage. And for me, I think 3, 4 years in a row now, playoff failure. He knows the spotlight's on him. I don't see him flopping again in the finals. I also like Dallas in the West. If for some reason Winnipeg shits the bed, and I know, I hear you, but I just think they have a really complete team in Dallas. From the East, as much as I want to say Washington, I'm not going to. I like Florida again. I know they've had kind of a down year. I just think the experience that Florida brings in an Eastern Conference that's weaker this year than has been in the past, I think experience goes a long way. So I got Winnipeg or Dallas against Florida for the third straight year.
And who wins it? As he takes a chug, who wins it?
Oh, sorry. Winnipeg. I always got to pick the Canadian teams. I picked a Canadian team last year too, and then they always let me down in the finals.
That's Canada for you. They're just let down in general.
Facts. Facts.
Okay, I'll start with the East because it's a lot easier to kind of get an idea of who's going to be in the finals from the East, and that's, in my opinion, it is going to either be the Florida teams, either the Panthers or the Lightning, which absolutely pisses me off that I wouldn't even consider Tampa Bay being back in the finals, but it's just
after such a shitty start to the year too. They were down for a while. They just turned it on late. If they didn't have Kucherov, they're fucking like Kucherov is their Hellebuck
again, and that's where like I kind of look at them and say like I could see them being in the finals because when it comes to playoff time, especially for hockey, it really can rely on your goaltending is going to keep you alive. And when you have a goalie like him, you can drag a
And
mediocre ass team to the
Tampa
finals.
has Vasilevsky, who arguably is the Vezina runner-up this year.
Yes, yes. So again, Tampa Bay the goaltending could drag the mediocre ass Lightning to the Stanley Cup Finals, which would infuriate me. I'd be more likely to say that's going to be the Panthers back in and trying to defend the cup. Um, Out of the West, it's a lot fucking harder, especially you already have 4 teams right now, already over 100 points going in before we even have finished the regular season, when only 2 teams out of the East have 100 points. I mean, the 2 wildcard teams right now in the West, both Minnesota and St. Louis, would easily be in the playoffs and not be wildcard teams in the East. I would like to say the Avs because I think they have one of the better rosters just across the board. I think their depth can get them there, especially with the consistent goaltending that they've had of late, and just how much Makar and McKinnon have just been on fire going into the playoffs. Just, if they're healthy, I think Colorado has one of the more deadlier rosters. Again, it could be Winnipeg just because of Hellebuyck dragging another mediocre team to the finals. It could be a case of Winnipeg with Tampa Bay, 2 phenomenal goaltendings with mediocre ass rosters facing off for the cup. I refuse to say fucking Dallas because I can't stand that team and I will never give them the fucking credit. But I'm going to be biased. I think it will be the Avs just because of the roster they have, and I think it's going to be them versus the Lightning or Florida, and I still think the Avs win the cup.
Yeah. After visiting Tampa this year, I can't stand the Lightning. The fans down there are just, oh God, they're not on the same level as Carolina Hurricanes fans for me, but
I was just about to ask that.
yeah, no, they're not on the same level, but they're getting closer than they should.
How you feel about Lightning fans is how I feel about Stars fans.
That's fair.
Like if
in defense of Stars fans, not that they need defending, their team sucked for 40 years and all of a sudden they're good. They don't know what to do with their hands. Like they don't know how to act. It's new to them.
I do not care. I do not care. The 2 Star games I went to, I got threatened both times just for fucking standing in their way.
Yeah, well, get the fuck out of their way.
They can go fuck off and die for all I fucking care.
Well, so can you for all they care.
This sounds like another you owe them an apology situation.
I'm going to burn down their fucking arena for all I goddamn care.
It's the green uniforms. That's what you don't like.
No, it's the fucking goal chant that I fucking hate. Dallas Stars, Dallas Fags. I don't know.
Pretty sure it's exactly how it goes.
Yeah, that's it exactly. 100%. You nailed it.
Also, on another
wait, no, sorry, it's Texas. You're not allowed to say that.
Oh, my bad. You're right.
Please report to jail, sir.
Well,
I think it's Dallas by IKEA. Texas, we have guns.
Our guns and our Kias are bigger in Texas, and fuck you.
Yeah.
Our guns are bigger than Texas. Look.
On another fucking note, can we talk about how bullshit the Stanley Cup playoff bracket is?
Yeah, I know you're fucking heated about this as a fan of a team who hasn't made it now 9 years in a row. Even though we're technically not mathematically eliminated, we're not going. Fire away, dude. It doesn't make a fucking difference to me. I think we should take 10 teams because then we wouldn't have made it in 3 years in a row.
I fucking agree with that. But how the fuck is it that the number 2 seed and the number 3 seed are playing in the first fucking round?
No, I agree
that's
with that.
bullshit.
When
That's
they made
bullshit.
the change coming out of the lockout a few years ago, when they went to, 2 divisions in each now, so 4 divisions total, they fucked the whole thing. Like, every other professional league, you look at it, there's fucking 3 divisions in a conference, or 4 in the case of the NFL, and now we have 2 in each. Like, fucking why?
Yeah. You have matchups that should be conference final matchups being played in the first round.
But to the same argument, you and I were talking about this the other day, that also makes it more of a gauntlet than other leagues where you just get like a fucking first round pass. Like the NBA is a joke. They had the fucking play-in tournament. So if you're the 1 seed, you're playing a team who's already played a play-in game and they're the worst fucking team as an 8, you basically have a pass to the second round.
Yes.
This is a fucking gauntlet. So this really is who can handle the best tournament situation.
And when you look at the two conferences, you actually could almost make a case that the East is going to be for the favorite of the Cup, just because of the fucking gauntlet that the West is going to have to go through.
But the West will also be more battle tested because of it. You can make a case either way.
It's true. I guess the point I'm coming from is that whatever team comes out of the West, they're going to be fucking exhausted.
Hmm?
Because you could almost see each matchup in the first couple rounds go 7 games. It would not shock me.
Absolutely. No, I think you're 100% right on that. And, honestly, that's why when coming out of the West, you've got, fucking Calgary or Minnesota or St. Louis fucking pulling a Bennington 2.0 here.
I swear to God. Someone just fucking cap him in the knee with a skate.
Side note, how about Nashville is 66 points this year? That fucking should have been juggernaut.
I know, it's so great.
There's so much talent there. So much talent.
It's so fucking great. You want to see another fan base that absolutely deserves punishment? It is Predator fans.
Dude, you want to fucking talk about, like, as a Wings fan, my life sucks right now. I would, in a fucking heartbeat, trade our roster for Nashville's roster.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Finished with 66 points.
You understand that if you had Nashville's roster in the East, you probably would be in the playoffs right now.
Oh, we would absolutely. We'd probably be we wouldn't even be wild card. We'd be top 3 in our division.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What coulda, shoulda, and would have been. Coulda,
I
shoulda,
just
and would have
appreciate that
been.
none of us picked Toronto. Fuck Toronto.
I forget Toronto's a fucking organization.
I just like that fucking they stole our head coach, and then it came out that he was a piece of shit and he got canceled.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
Yeah, fair. Fuck you, Babcock.
Oh my God, a dude's last name was Babcock, and you're like, oh, I didn't know he was a piece of shit. Dude,
Oh no!
that
Life
fucking
gives
last
you
name
hints.
screams that.
First name was Mike. Obviously, he was a piece of shit.
Oh, what the fuck?
He also coaches the Red Wings, which just doubles down on being a piece of shit because the Red Wings organization is just a piece of shit.
Dude, our organization's been a piece of shit. Between him and then the fucking coach we fired going into the year who looks like fucking Gru from Despicable Me, fuck off. I'm done with this shit. I'm gonna go be a fucking curling fan.
I hope you understand there is just nothing but bad blood I have for the Red Wings.
No, that's completely understandable. Hey, if we were still in the West, I'd still tell you to go fuck yourself.
I mean, you could still tell me to go fuck myself. I still hope that here in the near future that the Red Wings figure out so we could have an Avalanche Detroit Stanley Cup final because
we're ways away from that. But hey, Eisman believes in our farm system. We'll get there.
The shit that would go down in that playoff matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, guys. I'm getting a phone call from the Detroit Red Wings. Hold on a sec. They heard part of the show. Oh, God.
Well, they realized that you might be a piece of shit and they need you to coach?
Yeah. That was a joke. Thanks for explaining the joke, the Benner.
Autism.
Hey.
Oh, speaking of autism, it's now time to move on to the Nardowick Rhythmic Composition Snaps Lounge. Gentlemen, well, what are your balladries for the Nardowick Poetry Slam this week? Let's start with Moose Zipliner.
Yep. I have a song by an artist by the name of Big Money Blitz. And it's called Pressure, Shouty, You Pressure. And
this is
he says, it actually is, yeah. He says, okay, she a pretty little bit like Nikki, still a little freaky, a little bit like Carisha. Got her own shit, she ain't begging like Felicia. Making good type of bitch, Shawty, she's a keeper. I fucked her real good, so I know she gon' remember me. Blitz, my new ex-bitch, probably what you finna be. I drank tequila, but tell Cardi B I want some Hennessy. What's up, baby? Me plus you, that's a whole lot of fun. Yup. Let's play a game. Who's the first gonna come? You! Stay right there, baby. Please don't run. Run. Bitch, run it back in these Air Force Ones. Ratchet, yeah. She tell me she like it. Ass up, well shouty. Let's fuck up the mattress. Yeah, that costs money. Those are not cheap now. I like when that pussy be splashing. What's happening? And then he goes, Shawty, you pressure. Goddamn, Shawty, you pressure. Why you so bad like that? Why you got a ass so fat? Shawty, you pressure. Goddamn, Shawty, you pressure. Why you so bad like that? Why you got a ass so fat? And then 6 times he says, Why you so bad like that? Why you got a ass so fat? Oh shit! And that's Pressure, Shawty You Pressure by Big Money Blitz.
Big Money Blitz, first one in the Nardowick Poetry Slam Lounge. The Benner, what do you got?
That's my first recital post double victory in our Nardo tournaments. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I picked a song that because of this song, I developed a pure fucking hatred beef with 2 Chainz.
I fucking love 2 Chainz.
No, fuck this guy.
Because
Because
chains are saints
you,
on
dude.
this show.
I
What the
will
hell?
not talk shit to you about the ass. I will talk shit to you about 2 Chainz.
no, because I heard
That
when
is Jacksonville's gift to the world.
fucking
They don't have much.
Jacksonville is not a gift to the world in any form whatsoever. Fucking
No,
ever.
no, we agree on that, but 2 Chainz is.
Yup.
No,
They have
no,
two things
no.
going for them: swimming pools in NFL stadiums and 2 Chainz.
Who?
Listen. I picked a certain song because I've had beef with this fucking song since I was a fucking junior in high school. Because you look at the fucking lyrics of the song and it's like, get this motherfucker a dictionary. And
That's the point.
It's his song called I'm Different.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
song.
It's a
Really?
fantastic song.
Really, because the entire chorus is, yeah, I'm different. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Pull up to the scene with my ceiling missing.
Yeah, he
Hmm?
has a convertible coupe.
That is the first minute and a half of that fucking song.
What's your point? He wants the world to know that he's driving a convertible. He made it.
Get a fucking dictionary. God fucking damn it. But, like, okay, look, I'm just going to read this because I'm sitting here reading the lyrics while Jeremy was talking. And I was like, I am pissed off all over fucking again.
You know, I think Benner's accidentally going to win this segment. Totally
He's trying
accidentally.
to say fuck it, and he actually has the best song that we actually like. Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Pull up to the scene, but my roof gone. When I leave the scene, bet your boo gone.
Who gone?
And I beat the pussy like a new song.
New
Boom.
song.
2 Chainz.
But I got a few on.
God damn it.
He isn't even looking at the lyrics. He just knows it.
Everything hot, skip lukewarm. Tell Shoddy busted open Uncle Luke on. Got the present for the president and a gift wrapping. I don't feel good, but my trigger happy. But bet the stripper happy. Bet they wish they had me. And I wish a homie would, like a kitchen cabinet.
Mhm.
The fuck does that even mean?
Fucking lyrical genius.
I wish he would try me like a kitchen cabinet would. See, it's a play on words there.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? A kitchen cabinet? A kitchen cabinet is fucking strapped? Okay. And me and you are cut from a different fabric. I fucked her so good, it's a bad habit. Damn. Bitch, sit down. You got a bad addy. Gave her the wrong number in a bad addy. I'm not gonna lie, that's a great line. You ain't going nowhere like a bad navvy. Ass so big, I told her to look back at it. Whoa. Look back at it. Whoa. Look back at it. Whoa. Then I put a fat rabbit on the Craftmatic. I'm so high like an addict. I'm so high like an addict.
Attic. Yep.
And then the fucking chorus again. Yeah, I heard this. Someone played this fucking song for me in high school, and I was just like, I kicked them out of my car. I kicked them out of my fucking car, and we were going down the highway.
Which was a bad move because they were obviously very in tune with the culture of the day. 2 Chainz.
You can't shit on 2 Chainz. I just fucking Googled, and Reddit is helping me out here, the best 2 Chainz lyrics. And some of these include Chang hang to my dingalang, chain hang to my dingaling. He also said, and my dick so hard it'd make the metal detector go off. Don't forget about and her pussy's so clean I can go to church in it. Uh, let's see. There's a bunch of them, man. He's fucking great. I'm drunk and high at the same time, drinking champagne on the airplane. See what we did there? Just saying. There's a lot of fucking great Two Chainz lyrics.
I can't fucking stand the motherfucker.
I should have sex in a coffin because I'm killing these hoes.
Jesus Christ. Fuck, fuck 2 Chainz, because
No, dude,
No.
I will fucking die on this hill.
you can die on that fucking hill. Because I look at 2 Chainz, and that's a motherfucker that's a retarded motherfucker that don't know he's fucking retarded.
That's why he's fucking hilarious. Titty Boy Two Chains. He used to go by Titty Boy before he became Two Chains.
Which is a phenomenal rap name. I'm not gonna lie.
That really is a great rap name. Yeah. Yeah.
Better than anything that's come out of Atlanta.
No disagreement.
Yeah.
Even though our fucking Nacho Wadness tournament champion, Gucci Mane's out of Atlanta.
That's
big
true.
deal.
Gucci Mane's still alive?
Yeah, he just won the Nacho Wadness last week.
Jesus Christ. I figured at any point, anytime like anyone comes out of Atlanta, they're usually dead in about 6 months.
Awesome. All right. So we're off to a rousing start here. Yeah, thanks for that. So my submission this week is by a poet named Don Tolliver. It's from 2023, and this is called No Pole. No Pole.
Hell yeah.
All right. So the first part goes,
I've definitely used this one before, but it's a good one. Use it again.
have you?
Yeah, it's been a while, but yes.
Well, fuck it.
Well,
We're using it again. Because I'm not
Level
looking
up.
up another one. And it goes, yeah. Uh-uh. 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 Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Thanks for doing that for me. I was about to not do it.
He's running out of breath.
Oh man, I need like a donut or something. I'm so fat. She don't want to strip no more. Don't want to hit that pole. Oh. Hit my old plug. I get it in and go. Oh.
Oh.
Shody owe me something. Better pay your toll. Pay up, pay up. I lick the spoon and scrape the bowl.
Out, dude.
Skirt, skirt. Scrape the bowl. Skirt, skirt. Scrape the bowl. Skirt, skirt. Like, did you get the memo? Question mark. She eat out of the rally or relay. Sorry. I'm popping hella Skittles. Then I can solve your riddle. We'll smoke you like it's a menthol. This dude is crazy mental. A suave hood hero got Johnny Dang dental. She a nympho. She's slobbing on her pillow. Got chicken. Rob De Niro. Winner.
Oh.
She too gone and she can't hear you. Oh, I know. Yeah. And then it kind of repeats. I just wanted, because when I saw it, it was like, got chicken, Rob De Niro. Yes, please.
That's a great line.
That is.
So Don Tolliver is going to be your second year running of the Nacho Wadness century.
Dude, we just ended it. Give me a fucking break from that shit. Oh my God. I'm not looking forward to next year doing
Josie
it.
hated it, even though he had a finalist in both events.
Yeah. After I was done with that and could just judge them, I was so fucking happy. Oh my God. I really was. Just like this next segment kind of makes me happy too. Again, speaking of the TISM, we turn our attention out of the Great White North to something that should concern everyone, which is Bulgarian soccer. Where last month, PFC Arda held a moment of silence to honor the, quote, late Petko Gonchev passing, unquote. Problem is, as the quotes so allude to, that Gonchev is very much so alive. So we're going to start with the Moose zipliner on this one. What's the biggest flub you've ever seen in sports, and how does any franchise forget to check to see if a former player is actually dead before giving them a moment of silence for being dead?
We want to take these one at a time.
Let's do it one at a time. I like that. So we'll start with the second one actually first for this. How does any franchise forget to check to see if a former player is actually dead before giving them a moment of silence for being dead?
I think there's a simple answer to that. I've never been to Bulgaria, but I'm gonna go ahead and just throw it out there that I think they have like three names in their whole fucking country. You can be Petco. You can be fucking. That's the only one I got. That's the only one. They might have one name in their fucking country. The simple answer is have more fucking names. How do we make that mistake? There's one fucking name in this whole country.
I mean that's one take on it for sure. The Benner, what do you got? Like how do we avoid this? How on God's green earth can we avoid this situation from ever happening again?
I mean, first off, you just don't give Bulgaria a fucking sports team. That's probably the easiest fucking answer.
That whole country, it's sports are banned. Sports are fucking done.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I forgot that Bulgaria was a country. I thought when the Cold War
Wait,
ended,
it's a country? I just assumed it was just like a part of Russia.
What the fuck?
Which backs up my fucking point because I thought when the Cold War ended, Bulgaria ended. Like I just thought they ceased to exist. Like that's remnants of the 80s. Like we don't have to really.
Remnants of the
What do you
USSR,
think
yeah.
happened to like the eastern bloc of the USSR? Like after the Cold War ended and Russia was like, "Now we're done with this." You think
I
that the
assumed
land
they
just
became
dissipated?
Kazakhstan. I don't know.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Kazakhstan's a big fucking country.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like after like the USSR folded and all that shit, I thought that part of the country just became Poland. Like this Poland's over here, like, hey, we actually have military. We claim that.
Hey, I know the Germans took our country. We're just gonna take yours. Poland's here now. We've relocated. Sorry,
It's not fucking
location
cool, is
shut
it?
down. We moved to our second location.
Yeah, it's not fucking cool, is it? This is how Poland fell. Fucking taste our Polish dicks, motherfuckers.
And with that, we finally have our episode name. Bulgaria is Poland. Poland is Bulgaria. Thank God. I was thinking it's getting mighty late there.
Oh, there's still plenty of time. Don't you worry.
Oh, I know.
Suck on this Polish sausage.
Whoa, sir. You got stuck in this Bulgarian sausage.
Mm-hmm.
Bulgaria does not fucking exist.
Yeah.
Oh, their sausage sure as shit does.
They're about as real as Canada. At least Canada actually is in the media still.
Bulgaria is in the
Is it,
Bulgarian media.
For what? For what? Just being a shit hole asshole.
There's things that happen over there too.
For AFC Arda, obviously.
Yeah, PFC Arda. Yeah.
What do you think PFC Arda knows that they're in Bulgaria?
I'm pretty sure they're aware.
Why do you think people want to play soccer in that country? Because one day a month they get to go play another country's team out of Bulgaria.
Listen. They didn't even know one of their former players was dead, and they gave him a moment of silence. You even fucking think they know that they're a goddamn country?
That's actually a good point. That's a good point. Okay, so with that and very informed take on this big problem, yeah, how does the franchise forget to check to see if a former player is actually dead? I'm going to go along with what Benner's throwing down here and just not do sports in Bulgaria, because you might actually have the wherewithal to check.
They just lost all credibility. You don't get sports now. You get shit land. You get Chernobyl radiation. That's what you get.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
All right. So going back to the first part of this, the biggest flub you've seen in sports outside of this better not be it too, because there's been plenty of bad stuff. So
It's not.
yeah, the Benner, what is the biggest flub you've seen in sports?
I mean, where the fuck do I start? I could pull for so many. You could have the fucking Cleveland Browns moving to Baltimore, then fucking 8 years later, be like, "Hi, we're the Browns again. We're fucking
Back in Cleveland now. We missed the river."
we're an expansion team, but we're also an original NFL team from the 60s.
Baltimore's dumpsters, they just weren't on fire. We want to go back somewhere a little more homely with your dumpster fires.
Being from both cities, they both have dumpsters on fire. I just want to be clear about that.
Oh yeah. I mean, you could go back. You could look at recently with the fucking Athletics and how they've completely handled the Sacramento situation, the Vegas situation, and just how essentially I think if the Athletic fans got their hands on the ownership, you would actually see the first public execution in a while. You want to look at the Chicago Blackhawks and how they handled the whole fucking sexual assault allegations on their fucking team and how so many fucking people knew about it, including Patrick Kane, and they buried the shit out of that.
That's one that didn't make the airwaves too much either.
I mean, their PR department did a great job, clearly, but yeah.
I mean, let's go back fucking 40 years. We can pick and choose fucking numerous shit. You want to talk about
numerous indeed.
Numerous. That's called me being retarded at 10 a.m.
Yeah, all these flubs, they're enormous.
Can I be drunk and sober at the same time? Possibly, because I sound like it.
Find out.
I mean, fucking look at the Patriots and how they handled the fucking Aaron Hernandez situation. They fucking knew he was a sociopath and like, nah, he's a great player. You can't cut him. Fuck you, Belichick. Now you got fucking four people dead and a dude pretending to be gay hanging himself in prison.
Hung. Past tense. He's still not hanging. They took him down.
You sure? There might be a fucking Christmas ornament.
Ooh, that'd be a stinky one. All right. So thanks for that. So we have a lot of the biggest flubs. Moose Zipliner, what is your biggest flub?
Mine's pretty straightforward and pretty simple, and I do honestly believe it's the biggest flub in the history of sports. Bishop Sycamore.
Yes.
I think of all the flubs in the history of sports, and there's been a lot. Some dude at ESPN got fucking fired and blackballed from media, period, forever because of Bishop Sycamore. There's a whole documentary on it that's crazy and incredible, and it was one dude behind the whole thing, and it's kind of incredible watching the documentary. Like, the guy's a sociopath, and like when we think about it, we think about murderers. Like, he's not a murderer, but he's a sociopath in that, like, he's a criminal but doesn't know he's a criminal, but is going to continue to do crime not knowing that he is a criminal. But just watching the whole thing, basically, even now, he still doesn't believe he was in the wrong. Despite the fact that if you watch the whole documentary, Bishop Sycamore didn't have facilities, they didn't have an actual school, they didn't really even have housing or food for the kids. But yet somehow them getting beaten 90 something to nothing by IMG. Greatest flub in the history of sports, Bishop Sycamore.
That's a good take. That's a really good take. They were the Fire Festival of high school sports, yeah.
There's a Fire Festival 2 coming out, by the way. Side note that people have bought tickets for.
What?
I swear to God, I'm not joking.
I saw it the other day. It's a real fucking thing.
Oh, shut the front door. No way.
You want to see the definition of insanity? That.
Everything we know about Fire Festival 2 after the most recent reveal, and it's a picture of shirtless Ja Rule, the guy that did Fire Fest.
And Ja Rule is still involved. Oh, my God.
It's officially scheduled for May 30th to June 2nd in Playa del Carmen, Mexico.
Listen, boys. It's still not fraud. It's still just false advertising.
With less than 2 months to go, there's still no artist lineup. The venue changed, and permit details suggest this may be more of a beachside hang than a full-on festival. The Fest official ticketing site prices had ranged from $1,400 to over $1 million.
What the? Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, we're going to talk about this next time more in depth.
Can I make just one final,
Yes,
one
you
touch
can.
point? Because there's some history about Fire Festival with this group.
Please do.
Okay, so for those you listen to this show, you probably know that Stotz is a professor. And if you don't know, I used to be one of his students.
I came into his office. Stokes had a full-on lesson plan ready to go for that week about certain topics. I came into his office after the Netflix documentary came out, and I just looked at him and said, "Yo, you want something for fucking class?" That entire Fire Festival documentary caused Stokes to scrap an entire lesson plan that he had done and ready to go months in advance. And he said, "No, this. That I got that documentary got me to fucking scrap an entire college class, and we just talked Fire Festival
for a week." Yeah, I can confirm that. It was relevant too.
It really was.
It was for like events administration, and that is like
I thought it was the law class.
Yeah, but we were going to talk about events that week.
You're right. Okay.
And so it's like, yep, this is it. So that's one of the biggest flubs worldwide to try and get us slightly back on track. I'm going to go with something that hits a little bit closer to home, mostly because I had to have these fucking things and I hated them. I am going to go with the biggest flub that ever happened in sports in North America was the partnership between Walmart and Stephon Marbury. You might know them as the Starberries.
Starburst. Was that Walmart or was that Kmart?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think it was Kmart.
Yeah, it might have been Kmart.
That might have been what bankrupted Kmart and put them out of business. That might have been the reason that Walmart's empire is what it is now.
So the Starberries going beyond sport and ruining the best place to buy underwear ever, according to one movie, if you get that reference. Yeah, get the fuck out of here with the Starberries. All right, those were the most uncomfortable shoes outside of Nikes on the planet.
I don't care.
See, and weren't they bullshit? Yup. You heard it from the fucking mole rat thing. Yeah, fucking.
I never had a pair, but like you coming from you two, that's all I need to know.
Yeah, fucking terrible. Which brings us to our last segment for the day. That would be our Giuseppe Stromboli redo of the week. Yeah, unofficially sponsored by Poutine Pizza. In honor of the famous remake of the popular series of books out of the UK, we honor the pole-playing band Will New. And absolutely from New Jersey Wizard with our Giuseppe Stromboli redo of the week. Unofficially sponsored by Poutine Pizza. Oh, buddy. What have we done to Italian food there? Well, friend. Okay. We have just made it as Canadian as box lacrosse there. So crack open a Labatt's, maybe a few Molsons.
Box lacrosse, eh? Oh, Benner, you never owned a pair because you were too young. He was already playing in China by the time you were old enough to own them.
Oh, that's why I don't know. He's probably somewhere in a Chinese prison.
And enjoy this affront to Italy's favorite bastardized dish. Hell yeah. Still on the Starberries. This week, we unfortunately will plan the most heinous of redos. One that makes every citizen of the great nation of Canada cry. Hosting a long-term black market maple syrup distribution ring. Richard Valiris and two other hosers were found guilty of stealing $18 million worth of maple honey over a 1 year period, coming in at over 2,700 tons of Canadian liquid gold. Syrup authorities found that said maple syrup was replaced in barrels with water, and thus investigated. Low and short, jail and excessive fines followed. So the Benner, you're in charge of said black market maple syrup robbery ring. How do you ensure the good stuff isn't confiscated by mounted police or similar authorities there?
Yeah, I actually have a very good plan about this, and I think it actually would work. I'm not like some sociopath. I think this would work. First question for you guys. Do either of you know who Phil Pritchard is?
Yep.
Nope.
He is the keeper of the Stanley Cup.
Why didn't you ask? I said yes.
I said no.
Jesus fucking Christ. Listen, Phil's entire job, like I said, keeper of the Stanley Cup, maintain the safety of the cup, make sure it stays clean. He travels with it all the time, so whenever it goes to events, goes to a team, or whenever it's ever on display, no matter where that's in the United States or in Canada, Phil is with it. Okay,
How many times do you think he's pissed in the Stanley Cup?
at least 3 times.
Okay,
How many times do you think he shit in it?
at least 3 times.
At least 3 times. He was a piss shit.
Fair.
The other detail that you guys need to know, a Canadian team has not won the Stanley Cup for 32 years.
Facts.
So, because
Habs were the last one to do it.
What's that?
Habs were the last one to do it.
No, the Canadians.
Yeah, the Habs, the Canadians.
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Because all right, in America we speak English because we have a fucking language, which makes sense, right?
We also have real money.
In Canada, they're like, hey, our language there is English, unless you're in like these 2 provinces, and then we speak French there, guy. So it'd be like if in America we're like, no, Arkansas, they just speak German. Why? Because why the fuck not? Welcome to Arkansas, yeah. But no, so the Canadians
Oh,
are
ja,
called
ik
the
speak
Habs
the Arkansas. Yeah.
because in fucking French, les habitants means the habitants. So the Canadians, so the Habs, yes, the Habs are the Canadians.
Yeah, cool. Fuck their language. I don't care.
I agree. No, fuck them.
Just, anyways, my point is because people of the fake country of Canada rarely see the Stanley Cup and only get glimpses of it on these events like, hey, come see the cup that you have no idea how to own. They get memorized and distracted by the cup. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hire Phil. And I'm going to tell Phil, I'm going to give you a life supply of maple syrup as much as you want. I'm going to pay you in American dollars because that's actually real fucking currency instead of your fucking Monopoly looking ass motherfucking shit with the Queen of England on it for some fucking reason.
And they have a beaver on their nickel.
Yeah, well,
I'd have a beaver nickel.
yeah, well, I have a beaver on my breath from their mom's
Careful,
bush.
bud. You don't even know what you're asking for right now. You can't say that in Montreal. You can say it in other parts of Canada. You say that in Montreal, you're gonna have a fucking weird night.
Anyways, Phil, here's some real money. Phil, here's all the maple syrup that you have. Whenever you travel around Canada with the Stanley Cup, we're going to give you some illegal maple syrup. You're going to stash it within the Stanley Cup, and you're going to transport it to the next place where our mules will pick it up from you and move it on. Black market, only still illegal, and we're going to get through it. Why? Because Canada has no idea what the fucking Stanley Cup looks like. They don't know how to fucking act around that Stanley Cup because they haven't seen it in 32 fucking years. Fair. Fuck that country. I'm running a fucking maple syrup black market ring through a trophy that you will never own ever fucking again.
You want to know a fun fact this Toast and I have talked about? I've touched the Stanley Cup once more in the last 32 years than Canadians have. Fun fact.
Oh,
damn.
Yeah. Detroit used to be good. Anyway.
Yeah. So, all right. Thanks for that. So maple syrup crime. How you doing it?
So, I'm gonna go with another gentleman named Phil, but not the one that Ryan was talking about. I'm going with Phil, but the Punxsutawney type. So, how do I make this maple syrup ring happen? Well, Philadelphia basically touches Canada. All you have to do is just burrow underneath some water. You know who's really good at fucking burrowing? Who's really good at burrowing is groundhogs, or beavers for that matter. Anyway, how am I doing this? Punxsutawney Phil, one day of the year is really fucking important for Americans. I don't know if the Canadians subscribe to his bullshit or not. I've never really asked. I assume they probably have their own Canadian groundhog, like fucking Buttatawney Bud. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna have Punxsutawney Phil talk to Buttatawney Bud, and basically what we're gonna do is a groundhog's about the size of a bottle of maple syrup. I'm just gonna have them just burrow and just dig and just make underground groundhog maple syrup tunnels that can transport my maple syrup from Canada to the US to the people buying it off of my black maple syrup market. So how do I do it? I get the groundhogs on my side to burrow underneath Lake Erie and just fucking whip that shit back and forth.
Wow, that sounds much more expensive. Burrowing under Lake Erie.
Dude, they have no fucking concept of money. You give them one beaver nickel, and they're gonna think the fucking god came back for them. Like that's their fucking god is beaver. So you give them one nickel, you can get 30 tunnels.
This sounds like it's the start of some Lord of the Flies shit. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
they'll be a lord of the fucking beavers. They'll be the fucking king of the tunnels, dude. Like you give them one beaver nickel, they're gonna own an entire colony of groundhogs.
You know how you distract them if they find the tunnel
How?
is you and this is a rumor I heard, but I actually think it's true. Is you prop the Philly fanatic in Bryce Harper right in front of them because they have a sexual relationship. Bryce Harper fucks the fanatic. just put that on display with them fucking, and no one will see the tunnel ever again.
You know? You know?
Well, that totally
You know,
derails mine.
I can't disprove that.
Someone said that to me the other day. He's like, "Hey, did you know Bryce Harper fucks the fanatic?" And I was like, "I know
I
that's
do
not
now.
true. Like, I know that's not true, but why can I also believe it at the same
Why
time?"
do you know that's not true? Have you never seen him not fuck the Philly fanatic? You can't disprove that.
That's my point. It's like it doesn't sound real, but like I can't disprove that, and it doesn't sound like it's impossible.
All right, so that totally blows my idea of having Bryce Harper fuck the Philly fanatic. So that one's a loss.
You can have him fuck the Flyers mascot.
No. Gritty.
Crazy eye Gritty taking it from the back.
Dude, you don't fuck Gritty. Gritty fucked you. Let's get that fucking straight start here. Nobody's ever fucked Gritty. They've just gotten fucked.
Which takes away my other idea of a Bryce Harper Gritty Philly fanatic three-way. So
keep one eye open at night, bird.
Oh god damn it. The fucking video. Anyways, yeah, so we got to go with the oh god, the backup idea now.
I derailed this whole shit.
I love it. Yeah, so thanks for that. Oh, okay, so maple syrup. So what I'm going to do is pretty damn simple, okay? This most of us know maple trees are not just only within the fine confines of Canada. All right, there's maple trees, everywhere.
Vermont.
Yeah, New Hampshire.
Basically just
Maine.
Vermont. Just Vermont.
Yeah, okay, so that's categorically false. They're also in Maine and New
That
Hampshire.
is intentionally correct. They're just in Vermont.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm doing is I'm following this same plan, except I am importing American maple syrup to refill those barrels with shitty maple syrup, which effectively doubles my work. But at the same time, with that Canada label, boom, it's gonna pay for itself, baby.
I like it. I like it.
Simple and smart.
Yep. Occam's razor, man. Occam's razor. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and call this another one in the books of Flannel Folly.
Canadian Football League, CFL football.
Yeah.
Not a real country. Never will be a real country.
Where it's always a good time for Timmy Hose. Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed as much as we did. I'm Stotzel, joined by the Moose Zipliner, Jeremy Phelps, and the Benner. Benner, give the folks some last thoughts.
If you're feeling down, Canadians, don't worry. You can always go fuck a beaver.
Some of them are fucking big, dude. They might fuck you. They can get up to 100 pounds. Fun fact.
You don't fuck the beavers fuck you.
And their hands are weirdly fucking human. They look like fucking human hands, like zombie hands. It's creepy as shit.
Zombie beavers.
Dude, Zombie Beavers is a real fucking thing. That's actually a real movie, too. Fun fact. If you're really, so that can be my closing statement. If you're really drunk right now and need something to laugh at, watch Zombievers. It's really bad.
Or
It's
fuck a zombie
fantastic.
beaver.
Hey, nobody's saying you can't do both.
Well,
You shouldn't do both. You shouldn't do either.
But nobody's saying that you can't. You live your life. Live your life.
don't use the maple syrup as lube.
Unless you want to have a really fun time.
I would probably do the opposite. Anyway.
There's bees involved. All right, so thanks for that. That's disgusting. And as always, you stay toasty, Guatemala City.